Let's go back to Daniel Cormier because he said something very interesting 2 days ago. He came out and said, I'm going to fight Stipe Miocic. I'm going to honor that deal. Stipe and I need to run this one back and do it over again. But when I'm done, I'm going to go back to 205 pounds and I'm going to take on Jon Jones. And that will be essentially, if I interpret it right, that will also be the retirement fight. Now, I love that for a couple of reasons. I found that very refreshing for a couple of reasons, but I do have one pushback. Let's start at the beginning. When Jon Jones was on suspension and really needed a friend and really needed a life raft and really needed somebody to attach to, he was more than happy to call out Daniel Cormier and do it over and over again. This was a guy that was drowning and was looking for an opportunity. Now, that was also refreshing because Jon Jones is often so difficult to work with. So in this case, at that point and that chapter in his career, all of a sudden, he's Mr. Come to the Table. Great. We got the hard part done. Then Daniel was kind of going, well, I got other things that I want to do. And I've been promised this Brock Lesnar fight, and I'm going to see that thing through. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to retire in March. Okay, March 6th came and went. Daniel did not retire. Great news. The other side of the coin is now all of a sudden Daniel is saying, I'm going to come down to Jon. I lost to him twice at 205 pounds. I need to do it a third time at 205 pounds. That's where I want to hit the brakes and go, says who? Where did we possibly get that idea? Now I can answer the question. I know exactly where we got the idea. We got the idea from the night that Conor McGregor lost to Nate Diaz. Conor demanded a rematch, but he wanted it everything the same. Same opponent, same venue, same placement on the card, meaning it's a 5-round atmosphere. Same weight class. Even though Conor was the 145-pound champion, he should have been fighting 155 pounds. So they thought, well, you had a little bit of a size issue. Let's fix that, give you Nate. See how that one goes. And Conor goes, no, thank you, but no. I don't want any favors. I want everything the exact same. There was a major macho-ness. There was a major bravado. And there was a major courage done there by Conor McGregor. But now other guys are wanting to follow that same suit. And there always seems to be some traps in MMA where somebody comes out and does something. It gets perceived as a cool thing by the industry. And then other guys want to do it. I can remember the night that Matt Hughes came out and coined the phrase, you're never really a champion until you defend it. All of a sudden, that caught on and went through the industry. First off, there was absolutely no truth to it, so it never should have caught on. If you leave there one moment, one time with 12 pounds of gold around your waist and they raise your hand and call you a world champion, you are the world champion. And secondly, Matt himself never even came out and made the claim until he had successfully defended the championship. And in his case, it was true because the night they crowned him champion, they had to wake him up and inform him that he had just become champion. So in his case, it was very true, but it was one of those very odd things that trickled and went through the industry and stuck around to this day. Dillashaw, when he lost to Cejudo, wanted a rematch, but he wanted it back at 125 pounds for these exact same reasons. Guys, it doesn't need to be that way. As a matter of fact, as the viewer and the paying customer, the more variables that you can offer me, the more I'm going to want to see it. I don't buy into any of the same scenario. As a matter of fact, I'm well aware that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. In this case, we've done it twice. Why would we believe, unless we were insane, that to do it over a third time, we're going to get a different result? If you want to work the storyline in there because it had to do with the Peds and now Daniel's finally fighting a clean Jon Jones, okay, I'm on board and I get it. I just don't think that's something that you can take to ESPN and Jim Rome and Dan Levitard and every other partner that you're going to need and get a ton of steam behind. It seems like a little bit of a sticky subject. It seems like a little bit of a black eye, and I don't know that the promotion is going to want to get behind that story. However, changing weight classes is very, very relevant. Daniel Cormier is a heavyweight. Daniel Cormier never would have done 205 pounds if he wasn't a loyal member of the AKA and if he had a teammate named Cain Velasquez who was fighting at heavyweight at the time. So when Daniel came in second, he goes, look, Cain, I'm not going to steal your thunder. I'm going to sacrifice. I walk around at 8 pounds bigger than you walk around, but you were here first, and I'm a good dude, and I'm a better teammate. I will sacrifice. I will go and take myself out of the premier perennial weight class of heavyweight. I will go down to 205. I will make less money. But you were here first, I was here second, and we're friends, and I'm a loyal guy. Cool move. But that is why that happened. Daniel Cormier is a natural heavyweight. That is the correct weight class for him. Even in his wrestling days, he never lost one single match ever at heavyweight, and he had some damn tough matches. We went head-to-head with Steve Mocco, and he beat him 1-0. Point is, that's the story. When you have that in conjunction with the fact that Jon Jones naturally walks around about 225, now you don't only have the story of the heavyweight class, you now have Daniel that will have 25 pounds on Jones. So now you start to have the dialogue about, well, how much better is Daniel's wrestling going to be and how much more power are those punches going to pack? Now all of a sudden, I don't have to be insane as a person who is going to watch the same thing over and over again, doing the exact same thing, and somehow think there's going to be a different result. I would just argue for you that the story is there, and it's better for Jon too. I mean, it's better for Jon Jones. For Jon Jones to be able to go up and become a double champion, possibly he stays in that weight class, and possibly he walks away and never returns. As I said, he only walks at 225. That's out of shape. That's being lazy. That's not in the gym. Jon's not as big as you guys think. He's just very tall. He looks massive on TV. He's appropriately a 205-pounder. So we keep his options open because don't forget, if we are to accept that this is Daniel's retirement fight, and I think for very good reason it would be. I really think for very good reason it would be, win or lose. That means you just left the heavyweight division without a champion. So when do we strip him? Lately, we have been stripping guys put in that same situation at, and I quote, when the first punch is thrown. I like that, except there's going to be a 4-month buildup for the fight. Let's not hold the division up, so let's strip him the second he signs the bout agreement. But now we left the heavyweight class with no champion. I just think the story is better. I think it is a better sell. Look, this sells either way. This works. Either way I sit down, I push that button. No way around it. But I do push it with a little bit more excitement if there's something new, if there's a new variable, and I think that variable is real solved easily. We just do it at heavyweight.